Sir, today is my last day of internship. I would like to know about the UAE Labour Laws.
To start a career in HR, you should know the basic UAE labor law. So let's discuss about the basic aspects of UAE labor laws. Let's discuss about probation. Normally the probation period is up to 6 months. It can be extended, but if the employer is not extending the probation, that means you are already confirmed. What happens at the time of probation when somebody leaves the organization? An employee should give a 14 days notice to the employer, or the employer should also give a 14 days notice to the employee at the time of probation. But there is a catch here. If the employee is leaving the country, then it is 14 days. Suppose the employee is joining another organization. He should give 30 days notice. You understood the difference? If the employee is leaving UAE and going to home country within probation period, 14 days notice is enough. But if the employee is going to another company, he should serve 30 days notice period. With one more condition, the new employer should bear the recruitment cost. Whatever recruitment cost or the visa cost incurred by the previous employer should be paid by the new employer. How the gratuity is calculated? Up to 1 year, no gratuity. 1 year to 5 years, 21 days. 21 days of basic salary or last wage. 21 days of basic salary or last wage. Above 5 years, 30 days of basic pay or last wage. Should be maximum 2 years salary. There's a cap. Gratuity can go maximum 2 years of salary. If the employee is working more than 1 year, he is eligible for gratuity. Up to 1 year, no gratuity. After 1 year, for example, I worked for 2 years. So I am eligible for 21 days of my salary extra as gratuity. If I work for 6 years, up to 5 years, my calculation is 21 into 5. Talk about overtime. What is overtime? OT. The overtime should be maximum 2 hours. Normal work is for 8 to 10 hours is the normal duty. So maximum 2 hours is overtime. And overtime should be normal working hours pay plus 25%. Normal working hours pay is 5 dirhams per hour. 5 dirhams plus 25% of 5 dirhams will be the overtime. But the employee is working between 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. So the overtime should be normal rate plus 50%. For example, 5 dirhams per hour is the normal pay per hour. Plus 50% means he should get 7.5 dirhams. And this is not applicable for shift employees. Employees who is working on shift, they don't have any overtime like this. This is benefit. Okay. Let's see how the termination of contract. The employment contract is valid for normally 2 years. Right? 2 years. It's been signed between employee, employer and MOHRE, Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization. Okay. What conditions you can terminate the contract? Point number 1, expiry of contract. Second, when you are sick and you are not able to work and you have produced a medical report that you are not able to work. What is the third one?
Either parties.
Yes. When bankruptcy, when the employer goes bankrupt. And the fourth condition, when both the employee and the employer agrees. Not like an employee can say, I'm going to terminate the contract from today onwards. Both should agree. One more point I need to add. If the employee is not coming to work continuously for 7 working days without any information, he can be terminated. Or intermittent days, 20 days. Like he is coming for 1 day today and in between he is taking, so totally it counted 20 days. Intermittently also he can be terminated. Let's go for the notice period. When you are resigning from a company, you should give maximum how many days notice period? Depends upon the contract. Minimum 30 days to max 90 days based on your contract. You should give a written notice period. Now, without notice period also you can terminate an employee. What are the conditions? Give me some conditions.
On probation,
on probation, but 14 days. So there is no, without notice, like tomorrow only should not come to work. The employer can say to the employee, what are the conditions? He submitted any forged certificates or forged documents. He made some material loss to the company. Material loss. For example, you are working in a bank. You give a customer a fake loan with the ineligible documents. The bank has lost some financial money, right? Maybe has offered a credit card to a person who is not eligible, or offered a personal loan to a person with fake documents. That means a material loss to the company. Then immediately you can be terminated. Okay. Third one, if you violate any safety instructions, you're supposed to use the safety jackets, helmets and all, no, entering a site, but he didn't do that. Can be immediately terminated. Then, interesting one, found drunk in the workplace. Found drunk. Not supposed to drink inside the work premises during the working hours. Have assaulted the employer. This is applicable to employee also. If the employer assaults the employee also, the contract can be immediately terminated. It should have a proof, not like an oral proof. It should have some witness, something like that. So the harassment, if the employer is harassing the employee, that time also the contract can be terminated without any notice. There is a condition. When employee is terminating the contract, he should give a complaint to MOHRE 5 working days of the incident. Something called arbitrary dismissal. Arbitrary dismissal. Terminating somebody without any reason. Terminating an employee without any reason. I am telling no, Fasal, tomorrow onwards you should not come to work. Where you can complain? MOHRE, Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratisation. What is the toll-free number? 800-60. Just basics of UAE Labour Law. Non-competence clause. What is non-competence clause? If the employee had signed the non-competence clause in the contract, non-competence clause in the sense, for example, I am working in a travel industry. So if I sign the contract, I cannot join another travel company for the next 2 years. If you join, the previous employer can put a ban against you. For example, you are working in an ABC recruitment company. Then you are again going to XYZ recruitment company. And you have signed the non-competence clause. You are not supposed to work. The previous employer can find your details. They can put a complaint in the Ministry of Labour and you will get a ban. The visa will not be processed. Important one.
But the banker can work in another bank.
If he has not signed, if he has signed non-competence clause, he cannot. So that's why when you are signing the contract, you should read the contract to see whether there is a non-competence clause.